Welcome back to the PWC channel once again. Today I'm going to be bringing a very exciting match to you. This is a Seniors League match between Pippa and Mike Haley, and what makes this match interesting most of all is that both these guys are relatively new in the league. Mike Haley replaced, he replaced DTN, I think like 3 weeks ago. And Pippa is, this is her very first match in the league. She replaced Coach Tenshi, so I'm definitely excited to see what these guys have to offer. And yeah, looking at the matchup, Pippa has got Heracross, which is her signature. Then she's got Mega Gardevoir, I believe, Corviknight, Nidoking, Seismitoad, and what's the little anchor called? I'm not sure. Dhelmise, yes. Mike Haley has brought his signature, which is Rotom Frost, Registeel, then Comfey, Hawlucha, Vaporeon, and Rillaboom. Now, this game seems to be moving at a quite decent speed so far. Looking at the matchup, it seems like Nidoking, as it is most of the time, is rather difficult for Mike Haley to switch into, just because the more specially defensive things like this Registeel, for example, is weak to the ground move, to Earth Power, and yeah, that's rough. Now, this Registeel set seems to be a classic from another league. This is actually the league where I got to know Mike Haley, called FPE. And we had that unbelievable season where Registeel got the overall kill leader, where the league's leader used to play Registeel with this set, which is Iron Defense and Body Press, and Rest Sleep Talk, obviously. Which in this case, seeing as the Nidoking is like especially offensive, will not work. So yeah, this was a little bit premature by him. You won't get a sweep with it now. But seeing as fighting is the only attacking move it likely carries, it wouldn't have been able to touch the Dhelmise anyways, so I think, even though this obviously won't be a sweep, he still managed to weaken the Nidoking, which is the biggest problem for him, severely, and yeah, so this was definitely worth it for him. Also this quite risky, but still ended up being smart switching into Hawlucha here, because obviously had he for some reason clicked something like Flamethrower or so in this situation, it could have hurt the Hawlucha badly, but that didn't end up happening, so he got pretty good advantage out of this one. Yeah, but still, Hawlucha will have to weaken the Corviknight somehow first before it can really do any work, because it probably won't be able to get past Corviknight that easily, even though it probably will also carry Sword Stance. But, you know, Corviknight can likely click Brave Bird or something along those lines. Well, now this Registeel will be able to rest up. But, yeah, as I said, Pippa has always got the Nidoking, which can, as we saw, it can 2-hit KO it, and also this Registeel isn't able to touch the Dhelmise at all, so... Oh, and also she carries Taunt on Corviknight, which will be another thing that shuts it down, so... Yeah, seems like the classic Registeel will not be sweeping that easily this time around. It could still happen though, if but it's tough, because also the Heracross, obviously, even though it boosts its physical defense, but close combat will still never be appreciated. So he's playing around with it like it's some sort of win con, but when you look at it, pretty much the entire team of Pippa is good against it at the very least. So the Seismitoad as well obviously will carry a ground move, so yeah, I don't think this is gonna work this time, unfortunately for Mike Haley. Yeah, looking at Pippa, oh yeah, she definitely has the better chances to win in terms of offense, I believe, because this might be a Guts Heracross, would be funny. Well, yeah, because she's got very good offense against him. This Heracross will likely be able to be tamed by Comfey, but I'm looking at the... Well, alright, no. Yeah. I'm looking at the Mega Gardevoir in particular, which looks to be incredibly threatening because Mike Haley, now that the Registeel is gone, doesn't have a fairy resist anymore. And also, even before that, seeing as the body press was likely the only attack Registeel had to offer, it would probably still lose to a Focus Blast Gardevoir anyway. So yeah, this was a problem from the get-go. Nidoking and Gardevoir are hard to switch into for Mike Haley here. Now Mike Haley, he inherited a very bad record, very poor record when he took over for DTN. I think DTN was like 0-7, so it was a lost cause for him to achieve anything in terms of playoffs or something like that. But yeah, he was doing quite okay ever since he got into the league, but I believe he still lost his 2 matches so far, so yeah, it's tough. It also looks like a tough matchup because this Mojo here, Mojo Jojo, will not be able to touch Corviknight. And Corviknight seems to be a problem for pretty much his entire offense, apart from the Rotom. Rotom is really the only thing that can touch Corviknight. And yeah, it has a problem with Seismitoad. Yeah, this is looking tough to win, honestly, for Mike Haley, just matchup-wise. Now he's doing the right thing here, trying to weaken the Seismitoad, which would mean that he can probably do something with Rotom, if he manages to do it. Because, yeah, after that, Pippa doesn't really like to switch into Rotom anymore, but yeah, it doesn't seem like it will happen, honestly. Because it will still have to hit 2 Blizzards, and at that point Rotom will die to Toxic, so it's not gonna work that way, unfortunately. And yeah, and once the Rotom is gone, I believe that Corviknight, apart from the Vaporeon, it pretty much solos the rest of Pippa's, Mike Haley's guys, I mean. Looking rough, because he can never benefit from going into Rillaboom as long as the Corviknight is there. He might have SD on it, which would be good. Maybe SD knockoff or SD, I don't know, does it get superpower? Not sure, but something like that could be. Yeah, this is looking tough. Now I can only go back into Rotom, and Rotom will take toxic damage. And yeah, he can choose to switch back into the Seismitoad. But yeah, Rotom's lifespan is nearing the end, and after that it's looking even more grim. Also, these Stealth Rocks are proving to be so annoying now because the Rotom is on a timer due to the Toxic. So he won't be able to... Ooh, Tailwind. Now those are strats. But honestly, I'm not sure what benefits so much from the Tailwind now, because Rillaboom is Priority Mon, Halucha is an Unburden Mon, which is likely faster than anything anyway. And yeah, Blizzard. Obviously this is now a fast Rotom, but also this Defog won't do anything here. That's what I thought. Well, now, yeah, this is just looking tough, honestly. Looking like it might go in some really nasty direction results-wise. There's just nothing Mike Haley can really do, I believe. No, we haven't seen the Vaporeon yet, but Vaporeon is too slow to really do anything by itself. And Halucha, yeah, I mean. So this appears to not be a Seed Halucha, but yeah, she does carry the Brave Bird, so it wasn't gonna do anything to Corviknight anyway. Now, Pippa has only really got to find a way to roost up the Corviknight. She shouldn't do it on Vaporeon to not risk anything, because yeah, this was not a good idea in my mind. Alright. Well, the freeze comes to the rescue. Let's see now. Pippa doesn't have a Cleric, unless the Mega Gardevoir runs Heal Bell. And this means that Rillaboom now is in fact a threat, because it's likely gonna carry knockoff. So, what health is it at? Ah, it's also toxic. Now that's bad. Oh, and Corviknight thaws. So, it seems to be especially defensive Corviknight too. So, yeah, this was obviously the freeze was very lucky in the first place, but this thawing out was also very good for her for Pippa, because yeah, this was really the thing stopping Rillaboom more than anything. After that, seeing as Heracross is already weakened, oh, not that much actually, but toxic. Yeah, but apart from that, I believe that Rillaboom would beat the rest of Pippa's guys. So yeah, as I said, this is looking rather 6-0 for me, because he's now going to be able to toxic it, and this Rillaboom will never do anything, because Corviknight loves to switch into it. And Comfy can't call Minesweep as long as the Corviknight with the taunt is around. So yeah, this Corviknight being there was really the main thing. Yep. He's doing the right thing, banking on Pippa maybe making a mistake, which is pretty much his only way to win at this point. But I don't think, doesn't look like she's gonna do that. Now Pippa is playing, honestly, like a veteran. She doesn't do any mistakes. I'm really impressed, because Frank told me that she was rather new to the game, and Frank is also helping her with team building. That's the case, officially at least. But the way she plays it was honestly, as I said, like a veteran. Wow, interesting Corviknight. Ironhead, Brave Bird. Proved to be really effective. Now this was a very well prepped Corviknight. And yeah, it's looking like this is actually gonna be the 6-0 I was talking about, because you can't really freeze the Seismitoad, seeing as it's gonna carry Scald to thaw itself out, so it will get toxic now, eventually, even if it might prove to be annoying. And then yeah, it's just a matter of time. He can go maybe into Delmise, even though she's clicking Ice Beam. He can go into Gardevoir, or even Corviknight, as we saw, can take Ice Beams. So yeah, this is looking like it's gonna be a 6-0. Wow, now this is an impressive debut by Pippa. Really, really, honestly, hard to believe that someone with little experience would play that well. That's unbelievable to me. Very impressive. Alright, GG to both guys. I don't think Mike Haley played really bad. He just was out prepped by Pippa, and had just had a rough matchup. Couldn't really do anything in my opinion. And Pippa played it, as I said, like a veteran. Very solid. Didn't make any mistakes in my book, and got a huge win to start things off. Now this is a shame, because she's probably not going to be able to reach playoffs at this point. But if she plays like this, she would definitely have been a candidate for it. So yeah, I'm definitely excited to see how she will do in her upcoming matches as well. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this one. Let's see each other in another video.